Gulliver's Travels, A Voyage to Lilliput. Once upon a time, there was a curious and adventurous man named Lemuel Gulliver. He was a kind-hearted sailor who loved exploring the world and discovering new lands. One day, he set out on a long sea journey aboard a great ship, but as luck would have it, a terrible storm hit their ship. The winds howled, the waves crashed, and the ship was wrecked. Gulliver swam and swam through the roaring ocean until he reached the shore of a strange island. Exhausted, he collapsed and fell fast asleep on the beach. When Gulliver opened his eyes the next morning, he couldn't move. His arms and legs were tied with tiny ropes, and he felt something crawling on him. Looking closely, he was shocked. Dozens of tiny people, no taller than his thumb, were marching all over him. "He's a giant," they shouted. "Tie him down. Be careful." These were the Lilliputians, the tiny people of the island of Lilliput. The Lilliputians were cautious but clever. They built a giant cart and carried Gulliver to their capital city, where he was placed in a large barn and fed barrels of food and bread, just enough for one of his meals. Their emperor, wearing shiny clothes and a crown the size of a coin, came to meet him. "If you promise not to hurt us," the emperor said, "we shall make you a friend of Lilliput." Gulliver nodded kindly and agreed. Soon, the Lilliputians trusted him and even let him walk through their city, carefully stepping over houses and walls. Lilliput was at war with the nearby island called Blefuscu, all because of a silly argument. One kingdom believed eggs should be broken at the big end, and the other at the small end. The Lilliputians asked Gulliver to help. Using his enormous size, Gulliver waded into the sea, tied ropes to the enemy ships, and dragged the entire Blefuscu navy back, without hurting anyone. He became a hero, but not everyone was happy. Some jealous ministers in Lilliput grew afraid of Gulliver's power. They whispered lies to the emperor and planned to punish him for imagined crimes. One night, a kind Lilliputian friend warned Gulliver. "You must leave," he said, "before it's too late." Gulliver made a small boat from tree trunks and sails from pieces of cloth. He waited for the right tide and sailed away from Lilliput, waving goodbye to the tiny city behind him. After many days, a passing ship found him at sea and brought him home.